Well, good morning. It is day 2 of camping at EOM. Last night was really good. The tent held up really well. We did end up putting in the Big Buddy heater. It's one of those where it's so much ventilation in there. Closing the flies and stuff definitely helped with a lot of the heat retention and that. So overall, it slept really well. Lots of room. Didn't have any issue. It wasn't like super windy, so it's hard to say how it would hold up in that. It does say that it's supposed to hold up to I think it was 36 or 46k winds or something like that. But nothing's better than getting up. The boat is still there. Water's not too bad. It's a little bit windy, but the weather does say, I think it's minus. No, it's not. It says -1 on my phone, but there's no way it's -1. Who knows in the wind? But the first thing this morning, just to get the blood flowing, is cleaning up the rest of this garbage at this campsite. Like I kind of stated before in the previous video, my wife has picked up already a full garbage bag, and there's still a ton. So I'm gonna get going on that. Like I said, get the blood going before I start cooking some breakfast, and then we'll head back out on the water. Today I wouldn't mind doing a trolling motor test. Basically just trying to figure out how long I have on my 54 amp Dakota Lithium with my 55 PowerDrive. A lot of it is going to be remote controlled. We are going to do some spot lock, so we're going to try that out. I don't know if I want to be sitting on the boat for I believe I figured out it should be about 3 hours, 4 hours on that battery. So who knows? We're going to see if that kind of holds up. It depends on the wind and stuff like that as well. So like I say, keep watching. I will be kind of going through and entering a whole bunch of other clips here. Hopefully you can hear me over the crazy amount of geese that's over here right now. But until then, let's get this campsite cleaned up. Now time for my favorite part, crisp bacon. All right, well, we're back on the water. Today is going to be more of a iPilot day. I want to kind of see how far we can really go with this. The only unfortunate thing is I've heard the 54. I think I stated this on the other clip, but I heard the 54 Dakota will do a 55 iPilot for about 4 or 5 hours. So I don't know if we're going to be iPiloting that long, but we're going to start and kind of take you through. From the beginning of Netley Creek all the way maybe down into Petersfield. We'll see how it goes. All right, so this is going to be the iPilot on anchor mode. Of course, it is going to kind of find its bearing and do that. The only thing I guess I don't really like about it is the actual motor. I'm not sure if you can hear it on here, but it has a hum every single time it corrects, and having it a little bit quieter would make a big difference, because when you're on the water, the last thing you want to hear is that. In general, I mean, that's something you're probably going to get used to as well, but that's, the anchor lock works really well. That's something I'm most happy for, especially when we go fishing. So just wanted to see how that would work. It is not super windy, but it's windy enough that it is kind of pushing the boat a little bit, and the fact that it's holding us
directly straight with the shoreline is just showing that it's keeping up. Now this 55-pound thrush should easily be able to maintain this 12 foot without any issues, and that could also be a little bit of a downfall for that as well, because it's such a small boat. It is going to be pushed around by the wind and stuff a little bit more, a little quicker, so it may have to correct a little bit more. So that's one of the settings. That's just the, I don't know if you can see it on there, the setting at the bottom there, the anchor, and of course you can just turn that off. It'll return back to its shape or to its position. So now I'm just going to do a north bearing, it's called north bearing settings. So all it does is you angle it to where you want to go. Let's say if I want to go this direction, I can always push the N. Actually, I'll just jog it over there a bit. So the N. And what that's going to do is keep me in a straight line from where it was pointing. So of course, when I did the north setting, that's kind of the way I was facing. Now, if you want to jog it over just slightly to go around a corner, you can always push sideways. That's basically just going to change the bearing just slightly. And then once you get to that point where it's going to set, you could actually ride along the coastline of a straight edge. That's something that's also going to be very, very nice to be able to do, especially on longer rivers and stuff like that as well. You can get to that point where you only have to push the remote every so often. I'm still really debating on getting the foot pedal as well. I think the foot pedal would be really nice, but I think in general having the remote, being able to pass that off, like if you catch a fish, you can just have the remote down, and you can also do it on your phone. So the fact that the other person could have the phone control and you could have the remote control means that no matter what happens, if all of a sudden you have a fish on, the other person can control the boat while you're fishing. So like I said, this is going to be a slow process. I'm probably going to keep quite a bit of the video on, but I'm just going to, speed up the video, of course, but we'll see how long it goes.
Alright guys, well we're back. We only made it about a quarter way down Netley. The clouds starting to roll in and the wind's getting really cold. Between the wife and I mean, yeah, it's getting a little bit cold out there with the wind, so we thought we'd turn around, come back. I got about, I think it was like 2 hours 15 minutes onto the runtime of the trolling motor. That was going to be anywhere between like 7.5 to 10 on the setting, so around like maybe 3 kilometers to 4.5 kilometers an hour. So that's pretty much full tilt on the trolling motor itself. I also did a lot of north set or north lock on it. So basically you just push a setting and it's just going to continually to bring you there. That's going to use a little bit more power because of course that the trolling motor is always going to kind of jog to where it needs to depending on the GPS. So I tried to use it at the most heaviest setting that I could. And the hard part is looking at it when I go click on, man, the water is really raised quite a bit when we were there. The battery is still showing full power, so it's one of those where because it's a lithium battery, it's not actually going to show how little is left. Really, it kind of waits till the very end for it to actually just die out. So I'm not sure how long it's actually going to be. It's kind of a not really a test video because of course we're just doing trolling. One fishing season actually opens up. I mean, we'll be on the water for like 4, 5, 6 hours, so that's going to be the ultimate test to kind of figure out how much run time we actually have on that. Everything else worked really well on the boat. Like I said, I'm super happy with it. There's still a little bit of tweaks that I may do. I know I had to move the battery from the back to the front to get a little bit better of a weight, not only just with me and the wife in there, but I did notice when I was just in there trying to go, having the battery, gas tank, and me at the back took a little bit longer to plane, and I wasn't as comfortable with it, but moving it to the front made a huge difference. Today I'm going to try something a little bit a little bit unique. I've seen a couple other guys do it on their, like just on YouTube channels and Google and stuff like that as well. The one thing I'm going to try to do is see how far the actual iPilot remote will go. I know in general, I think I have it on here, wherever it is. There it is. I don't know if you can see it on here, but I have an iPilot on my phone as well. I'm going to see if I can find out how deep it can, or like how far away it can go. I have seen guys launch their actual boat, basically just pull it off. They launch their boat, they just take their iPilot remote and just push spot lock. And then the boat just kind of sits there and hovers, and then they control it back to their dock where they need to. Now that seems very, very dangerous. I guess not really dangerous. I mean, it's still an unmanned vessel. I guess there's absolutely no one around. I mean, I'm pretty much the only one on the river right now. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to get in the boat. I'm going to get my wife to push me off. I'm going to give her the remote. I'm going to keep my phone. I may try both of them. I'll give the remote here, and then of course see how far she can actually control it until she loses signal. And then I'm going to come back and do it with my phone and see if that's any longer, what the distance is as well. You know, it'd just be very interesting to see how that works. I have seen a lot of videos of a guy doing that. I think the only thing is, if all of a sudden you do lose power, or for some reason the signal does go out, then I guess you're kind of SOL and your boat's just going to float there. So yeah, I'm going to get everything set up, and we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I don't end up in the middle of the lake. I mean, I have control of everything, so that, or maybe the wife's just gonna make me go somewhere and she doesn't want me to come back. So we'll go from there, and like I said, we'll try this out and see how this works here. Okay, so we're about close to 20 feet away, and then I'll get you to continue to get me out there. Okay, I'll just get her to bring me pretty much straight out. And then every so often she's gonna kind of turn it. And then I'll let you know, as soon as I hear it beep and stop, we're probably a good 40. Okay, keep going out. Yeah, we're probably a good 40-50 feet out now. Like I said, we're just gonna continue to turn like this because of this way at least I know when it actually kicks out, so I can see when she's actually doing it. Yep, still controlling it, and we're pretty... I'm bad at saying how far away we are, but this is actually a pretty impressive distance on how far this is going. Like, you could easily launch your boat and should easily be able to bring it back to pretty much wherever you are. Now, of course, this is just with the remote. Like, I do have the iPilot app as well. That's this one here, but I will not be using it, as you can tell. So, see, she's still controlling, and we're pretty far offshore. Like, I don't know how to figure out how much distance. What I'm probably going to do is do a spot lock on my GPS map, and then I'll do another one coming back in. But so far it seems like it's going a lot further than I thought it would. I'm super impressed with the range with this thing. You know, it's one of those where looking at something that's remote control is definitely something new to me. I was just nervous about getting it 10 feet off, but we're probably a good 100 feet away now, and she's still controlling it. Okay, so what we'll do is do a little bit less turns and just go more straight out, so we can see how far, and just kind of like go back and forth. Yeah, we're not going like super fast right now, so I mean it is taking a little bit of longer time, but if you can see, like, we are quite far out. I can't express how much I'm impressed by the range of this thing. Okay. Okay, now speed it up a little bit. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but now we're going up a little bit quicker. Okay, try turning. Jesus.
This is crazy. Like we're extremely far away, and this is still controlling. Like you could literally drive your boat with a remote control all the way across the lake if you want. I believe it's just Bluetooth enabled, so that's one of those weird things to me, is that usually if you get like a Bluetooth speaker, it doesn't go that far. So it's, I know I'm rambling, but I have to admit, this Minnkota PowerDrive with the iPilot is extremely impressive. Okay, now just head straight and turn it up to like 7 or 8. Okay, well, we can't see her anymore, and we're still controlling. It's one of those where right now I'm just going in reverse because just this way it's a lot easier for her to see which way we're going here. But it's, I couldn't even, like, we're almost at this side of the lake here, or not the lake, the river. So I'm dumbfounded. I don't really know what to say about it. Like, I'm super impressed by it. It is definitely exceeded my expectations, and like I said, I do have the app, but I am not using it. Like I said, I don't have my motor found on this right now. So like I said, if anyone's ever questioning the iPilot link, and you know, not even just the iPilot link, but they're nervous about using their remote control on their boat, we're easily a good, it's got to be a couple 200-300 feet away easily. It's one of those where I'm gonna see if I can get her to turn me around, maybe even take me to the other side of the river if it'll let me, and then I'll just control it back on there. So like I said, we'll keep posting clips until it runs out. All right, so yeah, I have a spot lock that's on there. Thank you. I have a spot lock that's on there on my GPS. So when I get home, I'm actually gonna do a map chart from how far I went to how far the shore is. It was still controlling, but the hardest thing is, you know, my wife's not used to how to work this, and honestly, when you get that far, you can't really see which way it's spinning, so it makes it really tough. The only other thing would be showing her how to use my phone, and hopefully I could get her out there. But it's very, very impressive. I can't say that as much as I want. Like, we were way out there. So other than the fact that I wasn't paying attention, I got a little bit muddy. But yeah, I might try that again. You know, if I did have another boat, I definitely would get to the point where I would get another boat to go beside me and see how far, like, I can just control it, how far else it'll go. I don't want to leave a boat stranded by itself either, because that is definitely not the safest thing in the world to do. But like I said, if anyone's ever concerned with the iPilot in general, I would not be concerned. If you're going to do a self-dock and it's just you, pulling out, letting the boat drift, putting a spot lock or a stop on it, just to let it hover there until you can move and grab the boat and then bring it towards you. If it's like 10-15 feet, I wouldn't be concerned at all. We're easily a good 200-300 feet away, and it was still operating very, very well. So that's kind of the project that I want to get done today too. And like I said, I'm very impressed with it. So don't be afraid to try it out, and good luck. So we're gonna start packing everything up. We're gonna make sure we clean up the campsite as well. I ended up getting 2 garbage bags full of actual trash that was left behind. Right now it's actually quite clean. There is a couple little things that we're gonna pick up before we leave. Of course, that's not ours. Ours is in the bag on the truck there. I didn't burn that log, that was there as well. But we'll clean up all our fire pit and whatnot. And you know, I cannot stress enough, and I mean, I'm sure any outdoorsman, anyone in general, just pick up your trash. Like, the amount of trash I picked up just in this site alone, and unfortunately when we drive back to Winnipeg, there's probably another 20 or 30 sites here, and the fact that there's that many sites and every single one of them you can see trash at, you know, one of those days where if the fishing's not the greatest or the weather isn't as good, who knows, maybe we'll come up and try to help clean up a bit. You know, it's almost one of those where I even kind of want to leave just like a bag of bags tied around a tree, and it'd be nice to have like a laminated note, just be like, if you don't have a bag, here, take one of these. Like, there's no excuse to not be able to kind of pick up your trash. But like I said, other than that, boat worked really well. The weather was cold. Like I said, it's anywhere between, I think right now I think it's at 8 degrees, so it's still pretty chilly to be out on the water. Make sure you're safe when you're on the water, no matter what. You never know when the weather's gonna turn. Always wear your life jacket, because yeah, it's one wrong move and you're in the water, and it doesn't take long for you to freeze with that. So
you know, it's been a good weekend. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice to get out of the city, and I'm glad you came along for the first adventure of the year. I have a whole bunch more stuff planned, and I got a whole bunch of videos. Like I said, I'm going to be pulling, drawing a name. I'm not sure if I'm just going to be drawing for a free hat or a hoodie. Maybe I'll do one of each to any of the subscribers for the YouTube channel here. And other than that, like I said, I got some testing to do. We want to pack up and get out of here. And until then, hopefully you guys stay safe. And until I see you next, keep it real.